things that I have been doing. Okay, so the question here is why power of Google? As somebody said, one moment. Yeah, as somebody said, it's a unique topic. Okay, it's a unique topic, fine, but still, why power of Google? Okay, so when you register with a Gmail ID, okay, when you register for Gmail, because you get an email ID, but what are the things that you get along with that? Okay, there are a huge range of applications that are available from Google, apart from your Google Play Store account, which you use for using your Android phone and downloading apps and so on. Okay, so that is what I wanted you to see. What is the power that you get when you use Google? Okay. Again, second question is, as you saw in the previous slide, we have always been into Microsoft. So if Microsoft is our forte, then why am I talking about Google? Okay, that's another question that has come up to me very frequently in the recent past. So why Google is because most of the time you would see that organizations have their corporate email ID, which is Gmail. So you would have, I'm talking about smaller organizations. So you would have like mycompany@gmail.com, something like that. Okay, so your company name at gmail.com. So you actually use a Gmail ID. Okay, you don't use your account like info at yourcompanyname.com. It's not like that, right? So when you have a Gmail ID, why can't you leverage that to use all these wonderful tools that you get along with Google? Okay, so that's what I wanted to explain. One last question that came up to me in the last couple of days, ever since I started publicizing about this event, is that if you're talking about power of Google, then why are you not conducting this event on Google Meets, and why on Zoom? Okay, so I myself, I was not a very big fan of Zoom, especially after a lot of the security issues were made public on the media, and also after knowing that it has some Chinese connections. Okay, so I was not comfortable using Zoom. But for my trainings, I started using various other tools. I have used WebEx, I have used GoToMeeting, I have used Google Meet. Okay, I have also tried Microsoft Teams. Okay, but what I felt was a problem with Google Meet is that number one, you need to individually, as a host, I need to individually admit each person into the room. Right now, I can see there are 56 participants in the room already. So if it was Google Meet, I had every time a person would enter into the room, I had to go and click on that button. Okay, admit him in. Okay, so that is a problem. I have to go and click that 56 times for 56 participants. Okay. Secondly, if I have to mute someone, okay, while I'm talking, if somebody accidentally switches on the mic, I need to mute someone, then there is no one option by which I can just click on a button and say it mutes everyone. I have to go and individually do that. So if 3 people have switched on their mic, I need to go and switch it off individually. The third problem, and the big problem, is that the participants can mute the host. Okay, so while I'm talking, somebody may accidentally fidget and mute me out, and I wouldn't even know about it. Okay, so these are the issues that are there with Google Meet, and that's the reason why after evaluating all the other tools, I came down to Zoom, and I found that the kind of what do you say, the kind of functionality that Zoom gives, okay, especially for the host, that is amazing. I mean, there is no other software which I evaluated that gives you that kind of flexibility and that kind of power. Okay, so that's why I preferred Zoom, though I was not in for it earlier. Now I feel that no wonder they have so much of subscription and so much of fan following. Okay, so let's get into it. So firstly, I'll talk about Gmail. So all of you have registered ideally using a Gmail ID. Okay, so in the registration form, there was a field that said, please provide your Gmail ID. Right. So let's get into Gmail and let's see what are the features that you get when you use Gmail. Okay, so here's my Gmail account. Okay, some of the places you might see some icons here and there, and you may not know or understand what these are. Okay, there are some funny looking icons here, and there's a funny looking icon here as well. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, we won't be talking about it. These are just some additional utilities that I have activated within Gmail. Okay, so talking about Gmail, your Gmail ID has multiple personality. I doubt if you all knew about this. So what I exactly mean by this is, supposing you had a Gmail ID that looked something like this, abcd.xyz@gmail.com, or whatever, your first name dot last name at gmail.com. Okay, so when you register for this email ID, this is not the only email ID that Google blocks for you. Okay, you have a variety within this email ID. What I mean is, you also get this, you also get this, and you also get this. Okay, so basically the dot within your email ID doesn't matter. Okay, there can be a dot, you can have an email ID without a dot, it still refers to your email ID. Okay, now let me show you with an example. So supposing I go to compose. Now again, in the compose window you'll see some additional icons here and there. Don't bother about it. Okay, so let me try sending an email to myself. Okay, this is my email ID. Okay, as you can see, it has a dot in between, avinash.nempalli@gmail.com. Okay, I'll also send this to an email ID without the dot. Okay, okay, so I have sent this email to two people. One is my email ID with a dot, and one is my email ID without a dot. Okay, I'll just send a test email and click on send. Okay, so quite naturally, the email comes back to me in my mailbox. Okay, and if I open, I see that there are two people marked in this email. Okay, this is me. Okay, and this one, the second email ID without a dot. Can you see this? Yes, this is you. Okay, what does it say? Yes, this is you. Okay, so you can click over here. You can try this for yourself after the session. You can send an email to yourself with a dot or without a dot. If you have the time, you can put a dot after every character if you want. Okay, but it still refers to the same email ID. Okay. Okay, so why does it do that, and what is the advantage that you have? So basically, you can play like multiple personalities with your Gmail ID. Okay, you can use it with dots, without dots, whatever. Okay, and it works for all @Gmail ID. So supposing you have a corporate email ID, or what you call as G Suite Business. Okay, G Suite Business is where you can have your email IDs, corporate email IDs, with Gmail. Okay, if you have that, or if you have G Suite for Education, which is for schools, okay, then you will have an email ID something like avinash@myschool.com or avinash@mybusiness.com. In that case, you cannot use this. Okay, the rule applies only to @gmail.com. Okay, any ID that follows this pattern, this rule will apply to that. Okay, so you can use this for multiple purposes, like say, I know a lot of people who use trial software. Okay, so they send, they register with one email ID and then they create another dummy email ID and so on, right? So now you know how you can circumvent that. But having said that, I'm not encouraging that you use such trial softwares repeatedly. It's better you go ahead and buy it. Okay, great. Fine. So that is about your Gmail ID. Going further, let's look at some of the settings which are there in Gmail. So now why I'm bringing this out is because within Gmail also there are a lot of settings which are there. Okay, in my entire course, which is of 5 days, I take 1.5 day only on Gmail. Okay, because there are so many settings. Each day is 2 hours. So I take 1.5 day, that is 3 hours only on Gmail. Okay, so let's look at some of the settings. So, first setting within the general tab. Okay, so I go over here, click on settings, click over here, see all settings. Okay, it'll take some time to load. Yeah. And within this, I have undo send. Okay, so many a times you would have sent an email and then realized, "Arey, I forgot an attachment. Arey, the tone was not right." Especially when you're sending an email to your team or your boss or your customer, in a fit of anger or a fit of rage, you just type something. You type a stinker, you send it, and then you realize, "I shouldn't have done that." Right? So here's your savior. You have an option called undo send. Okay, in the settings, in the general tab, you have a setting called undo send. Okay, by default, it is set to 5 seconds. You can go ahead and change it to 30 seconds, which is the maximum. Okay, so you can change this to 30 seconds and go right at the bottom and hit this save changes. Okay, for me it was already 30, so I have not made any changes. That's why that save button is not activated. So in this case, what happens is when you send an email, okay, it won't send it immediately. It will wait for 30 seconds to ensure that you actually want to send it. Okay, let me show you. So I go over here and say I type an email, say to my corporate account. Okay, this is my corporate email ID, avinash@carrotconsultancy.com. I send a test email, and I hit on send. Okay, note what happens over here. It's saying sending. Okay, okay, and then you have an undo option. Okay, now this screen will be there for 30 seconds. Within 30 seconds, if I want to change or I want to recall this or I don't want to send it, I can just hit on this view message and the message. Sorry, I can click on undo. I'm so sorry. I could have clicked on undo and again it would have popped back into the what do you say your draft mode where you are typing the email. Okay. But if you click on view, the email is gone. Or if you waited more than 30 seconds, then the email is gone. Okay, so this option you have, which you can use. Okay, undo send. Next is create contacts. Okay, so when you type an email and you're sending it to a new person, okay, you create an email, you type a new person's email ID and you send it to that person. Okay, next time when you want to send it to the same person, what do? You struggle for the email ID because maybe you have not saved it. Okay, you struggle, what is the email ID? Fine. So for people like that, okay, quite often happens with me as well. I send an email and I realize I haven't saved that person's email ID, and next time I need to refer to when was the last time I sent the email and all that. Okay. So if you scroll down in same settings, general tab, you have create contacts for autocomplete. Okay. So by default, it will be here. I'll create contacts myself, but you can switch it to this. Okay. So what this says is when I send a message to a new person, add the other contact, add to other contacts so that I can autocomplete that the next time. Okay. So when you send an email to somebody new, it automatically saves that as a contact in your contacts, and then you can refer to that contact anytime later. Okay, so while you're typing, it comes in autocomplete, or if you want to do a search, it comes in autocomplete. Fine. So that is the next feature that I wanted to show you. Third is the signature. Okay, when you are typing an email, okay, let me go over here. Okay, say I'm typing a new email, and at the bottom I want my signature to come. Okay, so you have this option where you can insert the signature. Okay, by default it's usually on, so you'll see this signature coming up. Okay, now again, as I said, many small organizations would be using a Gmail ID, and they may be using it for personal purpose as well as for corporate purpose, right? So uh, this would be used for dual purpose. Okay, so you may want to use two email IDs in or two signatures in that case. Okay, so you can go over here and add a signature for yourself. Okay, I'll call it my new signature. Okay, my new. Okay, and then I can type anything over here. Okay, something like this. I can type out my signature and I just save it. I mean, this is already saved. So I have three signatures over here. First is this one. Second is this one, which is my corporate signature, which with the company address and all that. And this is the one for a trainer, right? Okay, so I have these three signatures saved, and I click over here to save all the changes. Go right at the bottom. Now I go to compose. Okay, so if I'm typing a personal email, okay, to someone, now I can go and select this signature. If I'm using it for corporate purpose, I can go ahead and select this as my signature. Okay. And if I am sending a mail to my students, okay, who have taken training from me, I can use this signature. Okay. So you have a variety of signatures that you can save and use it whenever you want. You need not stick to one particular signature. Okay. Great. Let's look at the next point. Okay, now in the settings, again, in the advanced section, you have templates. Okay, now many a times what happens is you need to send out emails which have similar kind of content, like say you want to do a follow-up for a payment, okay, or you want to send a invoice to customer, or say you want to uh, you have a new customer who has onboarded, so you want to send him a welcome mail. Okay, so these might be standard emails that you would be sending. So most probably what may happen is you may either type that email every time, or you may just open the last email that you had sent to someone, okay, and then copy and use that as a template, right? um, Now instead of that, what you can do is you can activate this feature called template. I'll show you how to activate it first. Okay, you go to settings, all settings. Okay, and then as I said, it's in the advanced tab. So you have general, labels, inbox, accounts, filters, forwarding, add-ons, meet and chat and meet, and you have advanced over here. Okay, so click on advanced, and here the second option is templates. Turn frequent messages into templates to save time. Okay, templates can be created and inserted through more options menu in the compose toolbar. You can also create automatic replies using templates and filters together. Okay, so this by default is disabled. You can enable that. Okay, so once you enable it, what can be done is, say I have to type a welcome on board. Okay, so this is a email to some customer who has whom we have onboarded recently. Okay, so I say dear whatever, uh, the name will go here. Assured of our. Okay, and then I want to put my signature at the bottom. Okay, I'll put my say this trainer's signature. Okay, this signature. Okay, so I put this signature at the bottom. Great. So this is my template that I need to send. This is the email that I need to send to every person whom we onboard. Okay, so I can go over here. You see these three dots. Okay, click on this. Go to templates. Okay, and you have an option that says save draft as template. Okay, and I say save new template. Okay, I can give it a name. By default, it takes the subject. Great. So the template has been saved. Okay. Now let me go back and show you how this can be used now. So now I go to a new email. Okay. And now when I want to use this template, I can just go over here, say templates, and I see welcome on board, right? I just click on this, and just as you imagine, this template is ready. So all I need to do is just put the name of the person over here, the email ID, and just send it. Okay, so this reduces so much of effort, right? Uh, Also, what you can do is there may be small snippets that are there which you may want to add inside some other emails. Okay, like for example, what is your phone number, or what is the best time to reach you, or what is your office address, okay, or what are your bank details. Okay, so these are things which customer keep asking every now and then, right? So all those things also you can save them as your templates. And here I have something called remittance receipt. Okay, so when I type over here, it also adds this. Okay, thank you for the remittance, we have received the same. Okay, also maybe something else you want to add. Okay, thanks for your valuable order and all that. Okay, on behalf of the company, thanks for your valuable order. Okay, happy to serve, and so on. Okay, so you can also have certain snippets of the mail which you can save as templates, and you can add them wherever you want. Okay, so this is another good feature that you have in Google, which not many know about. Okay, next is settings, accounts. Sorry. Okay, so let's go to within settings, accounts. Okay, here you have accounts. Fine. Now I go to settings, accounts, and grant access to. Okay, if you scroll down, you have over here grant access to your account. Okay, now let's consider you are the boss. Okay, in the organization or in your office, and when you're away, say on a business trip or on vacation, your work in the office goes on, right? So who is the one who checks your email, or how do people get access to your email? So what normally happens is we give away the username and password to our subordinate or our assistant, and they manage the work for us, right? So this is this email ID right now, right? Can you see this email ID, my Gmail ID? Okay, so if I'm out of office, I may give the access to my assistant or my subordinate, okay, so that he or she can check the emails, and any emails from customer can be replied to as and when required. Okay, so what happens with that? Okay, so when you're giving out the username password, that is your Gmail ID and your password, are you only sharing details to your Gmail account? No, because there are a huge number of tools that are accessible using your Gmail account. Okay, including if you have, say, if you use Google Docs. Okay, you may have a lot of confidential documents stored over there. Okay, or you have Google Photos where you may have your personal photos put up there. Okay, or say for example Google Play Store. Okay, from where you download your apps, right? So that also has an option for payment. So if you have put in your card details and all for paying, making payments for app subscriptions, okay, you are giving access to that as well. Further on, if you have say paid promotions, if you're using Google Ads or Google AdWords, okay, that account is also connected with your same Gmail username and password, and you would have your credit card details also over there, because when your campaigns run, it has to be automatically billed, right? So all these details you are giving out with your Gmail username and password, okay, which may not be right. So the option or the way out is, so you have this option called grant access to your account, okay, and you can go over here and you can type your subordinates or your assistant's email ID over here. So supposing my assistant's email ID was abc@gmail.com. Okay, just giving you an example. So supposing this was the Gmail ID and you have to click next, 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 there is some authorization that happens. Okay. Nothing which is rocket science, plain simple steps. So once that authorization is done, okay, then what happens is any mail that comes to you will also go to that other person whom you have appointed. Okay. And that person can now reply to emails on your behalf. So when the person opens the mail, okay, what do you want to do? You want to mark the conversation as read. That means in your mailbox, when you open your mailbox, it should show that you have read that mail, right? Or do you want to keep it as unread so that you can read it? Okay, what is it that you want to do? And when that person whom you have appointed sends an email, should it say sent by ABC person, or should it be showing sent by me? Okay, so ideally you'll say sent by somebody else, okay, because you are not authorizing that email, you have just given the permission to access that email, right? So when that person replies to that email, it will go as replied on behalf of yourself. Okay, so this is another very good feature that you have in Gmail, which not many people are aware of. Okay, so these are some of the utilities or some of the features that I wanted to talk about. Okay, next we go on to Google Contacts. Okay, so if you click on these 9 dots that you have, anytime you have signed in into Google, you'll see these 9 dots wherever you are. Okay, when you click on this, you'll see all the other applications that are available or other applications which you normally use. Okay, so I can go to Contacts over here. Okay, and you can see this list of contacts that I have. Okay, so whenever you added, I told you over here in the general setting, when you send an email to a new person, you can actually activate this. Yeah, this one where you say whenever you send to a new person, that email ID should automatically get saved in your contacts. So that email ID will come over here, okay, in your contacts. Okay, and this contact syncs with your Android phone. Okay, so if you are using Android phone and if you are using the same Gmail ID, both places, okay, your contacts and on Gmail on your phone, if you're using the same Gmail ID, then automatically it synchronizes at both places. Okay, so I can go over here and create a new contact. Okay, before that, let me show you that I have connected my mobile phone as well. Okay, so this is my mobile phone, and I'm using this software called MobiZen, MobiZen. Okay, MobiZen. What that allows me to do is it allows me to cast the mobile screen on my laptop, because I can't show you my mobile screen. But if I do anything on the mobile, it just shows it on the laptop. Okay, so this is the advantage. So whatever I do over here, you'll be able to see. Okay, so let me go to my contacts and search for somebody called uh, Ramesh Singh. Is there a name called Ramesh Singh? No, it's not there. Okay, so let me take this name as Ramesh Singh and I'll add it over here. Okay, so I'm adding a new name or a new contact called Ramesh Singh. Okay, I can put his company details, email ID, whatever, and I put the phone number, say 9876543210. Okay, just some funny looking email ID. It's just 0 to 9 in reverse order. Fine. So I have created this and I save. Okay, great. So it has saved. Can I see Ramesh Singh here? Yeah, you have Ramesh Singh, and there you go. That's his number. Okay, so while I have done this, let me see if it has already synced it with my mobile. It may take a little time, okay, but it does sync. Fine, let me search for Ramesh. Okay, there you see Ramesh Singh is there. Okay, and it's the same number that I had given, right? It's the same number. So if you add contacts to your on your laptop, it automatically syncs and comes to your uh, contacts on your mobile phone. Okay, and if you save a contact on your mobile phone, it automatically comes over here. So all your contacts are getting stored on the cloud. So tomorrow if you lose your mobile phone, okay, especially your Android mobile phone, if you lose it, okay, don't think that you have lost all your contacts. Okay, they have not been lost. So if you have been using this synchronization technique, then automatically all your contacts are backed up onto the cloud, and next time when you buy a new phone, you log in with your same Gmail ID and all the contacts you'll see get restored on that phone. Okay, you need not back up anything, it's auto backup. Okay, but for safety purpose, you want to use a backup utility, you can always do that. Okay, so that's about contacts. It auto syncs, as I said. Okay, let's try birthday. Okay, let's go back to this fellow Ramesh Singh we added. Okay, I'll go back to Ramesh Singh. And what I'll do is I'll store his birthday. Okay, I can go down, I can click on more details, I can scroll down, and I have an option for storing his birthday. Okay, remember this is an MMDDYY format, so it is month, date, and year separated by a slash. Okay, so supposing his birthday is say this month. Okay, so 08 is the month. Date say it is on the 7th or on the 8th of August. Okay, 8th of August. I can give some year like say 19. Say year 2000. Okay, and I save this. And note his birthday is on 8th of August, year 2000. Right. Now, if I go to my calendar, okay, if I go to my calendar, I don't have to set a reminder for his birthday. Okay, because the calendar will pick up the birthday from my contacts and show me. Can you see over here, Ramesh Singh's birthday? Right. So, and what does it say? This purple indicates that it is related to my contacts. Okay, so I can disable this and the contacts will disappear. All the contact related information will disappear. Right. Great. Okay, so you see that I put something in contacts and automatically it started to appear in your calendar. Okay, so there is a seamless integration that is there among all the Google applications. Okay, everywhere in every application, some or the other way, you'll see these interactions happening. Okay, great. Now that we have come to calendar, let's look at calendar. What are the features that we have in calendar? Okay, so again, I go ahead and create an event. Sorry, I think I landed in the wrong place. Okay, so this is the month of August, right? Yeah, so I want to create a new calendar event. Okay, so say I have a meeting with this Ramesh fellow. Okay, meeting with Ramesh. Okay, and it's on his birthday. Say it's on the 8th of August. Uh, I want to have a birthday lunch with him. So I'll keep it from 1 to say 2:30 p.m. Okay, 1.5 hours. Fine. I kept a reminder. Great. So I have a reminder over here that says meeting with Ramesh. Right? Meeting with Ramesh. Okay, and 30 minutes before it will send me a notification, and 10 minutes before Google Calendar will send me an email reminder. Okay, I can change that, of course. I can go to edit and I say, okay, I don't want email 10 minutes prior, but I want an email 1 day in advance. Okay, so 1 day in advance, now I'll get an email and say I want a notification to come also 2 hours in advance. Okay, so 2 hours in advance I'll get a notification, 30 minutes in advance I'll get a notification, and 1 day in advance I'll get a email notification. Okay, so I save this, and when I go to my calendar on my mobile, let me show you this. Okay, I open my calendar. Here's my calendar. It may take some time to sync, but there you go. It may take some time, so let's wait for some more time before this gets refreshed. Okay, so while that is happening, let me show you something else. Okay, so this meeting, now for this meeting, I want to invite somebody else also. Okay, say my business partner. Now, how many times has it happened that you need to go for a joint meeting with your business partner and you need to check with him what time is he available? Okay, so uh, how do you do that? Okay, usually what you do, you call up that person and then you check the time with that person, right? But there is a better way of doing it. Okay, how? You go to your settings. Okay, go to settings. Okay, and the person with whom you want to go out for a meeting very frequently, say your business partner, okay, you can subscribe to that person's calendar. Okay, so I can put in my, say, corporate email ID is there, so I'll put my corporate email ID. Okay, now I have already given permission to my personal email ID to be able to check on my corporate email ID. Okay, but in your case, if that is not permitted already, so when you type the email ID over here, email goes to that person. So you will receive an email on this email ID, or rather your business partner will receive an email on his email ID, and then in that there will be an option to say approve. Okay, once he approves, what happens is you automatically get access to his email ID. Okay, now how is that advantageous? Now let's come back to this meeting that is there. Okay, and say I want to invite my business partner also for this lunch meet. Okay, and my business partner's email ID is this because I have subscribed to his calendar, right? So when I do this and I go to find time, okay, you see this is my calendar and this is my corporate email ID calendar. Okay, now let me again show you. I'll just put a meeting, say at 10 o'clock in my corporate email ID. So you can see this is my corporate account. Okay, corporate email ID, and I say meet a board meeting. Okay, so I have a board meeting at 10:30 to say 11:30 on Saturday, 8th of August. Okay, so this is a reminder for myself. Right, so I have put this reminder for myself that I have a board meeting on that day. Okay, great. So let me come back to this screen and let me refresh this screen to see if the changes show up. Okay, so you can see over here already, like you can see that it's showing busy. Okay, it's showing busy, and this busy refers to whose calendar or from where did it come. Okay, let's check the color code. It's a dark blue, and if I scroll down, you see that it is capturing this details from my corporate email ID calendar, right? So if I change this color to say orange, okay, so you see this has changed to orange. So apart from being able to view, okay, what is the time available, I can also just double click on this day or go to this day view, okay, for 8th of August. Okay, and I can see that this person is busy at this time and I have a meeting at this time, right? So now when I do edit for this meeting and supposing I have called the other person, I can go over here and check what is the time available. Okay, so it shows that he is busy at this particular time. Okay, so you can peep into the other person's calendar and see what time he is available. Note that it is not showing what he is busy with. Remember what I had put? I had put that I am busy in a board meeting, right? Look over here. Okay, what does the event say? It's a board meeting that I am busy with. Okay, but when I share my calendar with someone or allow the other person to view my calendar, he does not see the event. He only sees when is the time that I'm available. Okay, so this helps a lot when you want to coordinate with your business partners and book a appointment. Okay, or say your assistant in your office is booking a appointment with customer for you, uh, and it comes on your screen. Okay, so on her screen, sorry, or his screen, whatever. So consider you are an insurance agent or an insurance broker, and you need to go and talk to your customer. Okay, and say your assistant is booking, making cold calls and booking a meeting for you. Okay, so the person needs to know what is the time that you are available, right? So the person can look through it like this and fix an appointment accordingly. Okay, there is also a process by which that person can place a meeting like this in your calendar. Okay, that also is an option that can be done. Okay, so that is the next step uh, in the process. Great. So I showed you how to invite others and look at their calendar by using the subscribe calendar feature. You also have calendars of interest. Okay. So uh, in India, it is said that cricket is the king of all games, right? So if you are a cricket fan and you want to follow your favorite team, say you're at IPL or whatever other matches that they play, if you want to follow your favorite team, then you can do that as well. Okay. So that is also possible. Fine. So let's look at that option. How do you do it? Okay, go over here into settings. Okay, and within this add calendar, I showed you subscribe calendar, right? So you also have browse calendars of interest. Okay, so you can go over here and by default, since you are in India, okay, it shows holidays of India. This is by default selected. So regional holidays, if you go down, you'll see by default, since your profile says that you're from India, will by default have holidays of India already subscribed. Okay, there you see holidays of India is already subscribed. Fine. Now, if you have a lot of customers, say in the US, okay, and you need to communicate with your customers very frequently, then what you can do is you can subscribe to the US holiday calendar also. Okay, go right at the bottom and you have a calendar for United States. So I subscribe to this as well and it has got added. Okay, you can see over here. So now what happens is, if I come back, let's say to the month of July. Okay, so July, it shows you Independence Day is celebrated on the 4th of July in the US, right? And Tax Day is celebrated on the 15th of July in the US. So it shows you the calendars in the US also. So supposing you were to schedule a conference call meeting with your customer on 15th of July, the moment you look over here, you see, oh, 15th of July is a holiday. So that's a bad day. So maybe I need to contact them or have a meeting with them on 14th or on 16th. So this is another way by which you can figure out the holidays that are available in other uh, regions. Okay, so that is browse calendars of interest. If you don't want it, anytime you can go over here and this is to hide. But if you click on those small three dots which come up, it's not coming, it will come over here. Okay, when you're on this screen, it comes up over here. From here, you can go to settings, okay, and go right at the bottom and say unsubscribe. Okay, that is one way you can do it. Or what you can do is you go to browse calendar and within this you had subscribed to the US calendar or US holidays. So you just go and unsubscribe that. Okay, so that is how you can subscribe to calendars of other countries. Okay, also you can follow certain other holidays. Okay, again, like for example, I come over here in the month of August, there are a lot of holidays. So tomorrow is Raksha Bandhan, then there's Janmashtami, there's Independence Day, there is Parsi New Year. Okay, so all these are basically holidays, right? So you can subscribe to holidays of other religion also. Okay, so from here, okay, you can subscribe to say the Jewish holidays or the Muslim holidays or the Christian holidays. Okay, so you can choose from this. Okay, next we go to something interesting, which is sports. So over here you have cricket. Okay, so within cricket, which is the cricket championship that you want to follow? Say it is IPL, and within IPL I am a big fan of, say, Mumbai Indians. So I'll go and check over here Mumbai Indians. Okay, so it has say added the calendar. Okay, so when I go back to my calendar, if I scroll down, you see India Mumbai Indians is there in blue color, right? So let's go to the IPL season, which is around April, May. Okay, and you see over here on 28th there was a match scheduled with Calcutta Knight Riders. On 1st of May there was one with Delhi Capitals. On 9th of May there was with Sunshine Hyderabad. On 11th it was with Rajasthan Royal, and so on. Okay, so quite simply what you have done is you don't need to set a reminder or follow a timetable which you get, right? Usually there is a image that is circulated or a schedule that is circulated on WhatsApp. You don't need to follow that. You just have to go over here and click on that option, whichever team you're following, and quite simply that will get added to your calendar and you will be reminded also on that day. Okay, so how cool is that? Great. Okay, so that is about calendar. Regional holidays I showed you, sports I showed you. Okay, next let's go to Google search. Okay, all of us have done search on Google, right? So I go over here, my homepage, that is your Google search. So you can type something over here and you can get started, right? So quite often what happens is we try to search for something and we don't get what we are searching for. Okay, many a times it would happen, and you get quite frustrated. Okay, I'm trying to search for something and I'm not able to find it. Okay, so there are certain ways by which you need to search, or certain rules that your Google search engine follows. Okay, so let's look at a few of the search criteria. Number one is that you have to use only the important words, the keywords that are required for searching. Okay, so if you want to search for, say you are hungry and you want to order for something, okay, instead of searching where can I find Chinese restaurant that delivers manchow soup, okay, you will get results from all over the place. Okay, but you don't want that. What do you want? Okay, if it shows some restaurant in Delhi, is it convenient for you? Or if it shows some restaurant in say on the streets of London, is it useful for you? No, it is not. Okay, you are hungry but you need to order something and you need it some place which is close by to you, right? So the best way to search is Chinese restaurants near me. Okay, that's it. Okay, and it will show you all the Chinese restaurants that are near you. Now the question is, how does it recognize near me? Okay, don't worry, Google has a way out. So supposing I search for something, say I search for the same things, Chinese restaurants near me. Okay, and okay, if I go down right at the bottom of the screen, okay, it shows me my location. Can you see this? Okay, it shows me my location. Now this has picked up the location from my SIM card, okay, or my Wi-Fi. So if I'm browsing on the mobile, it will pick up the location from my SIM card. Those who have used your 3310 phones, even they had location tracking, right? It would show in which area or which tower near you are actually communicating with. So when you're on the move, you would see that the name of the tower or the name of the location would be changing, right? So there is an option by which Google can figure out where you are. Okay, you want it more fine-tuned, then on your mobile you can switch on your GPS and it will give you a more precise location search. Okay, also supposing I had made a mistake over here. Okay, say I had made a mistake and Google has a way to autocorrect you. Okay, so don't bother about making mistakes. So if you are searching for say some doctor who treats schizophrenia, okay, schizophrenia is basically a mental illness, okay, or say Alzheimer. So these are complex spellings, even I wouldn't know them. So don't worry about the spelling. Okay, just type the phonetic way you would pronounce that word. Okay, and Google will help you out. So it has some bit of artificial intelligence which will help you in your search result. So number one, don't worry about the spellings. Number two, try to use only the keywords. Okay, only the words that matter, only use that. And third thing is, try avoiding any words that are 3 character, 2 character, or a single letter. Okay, because these will not be picked up by your search engine. Okay, they'll only go by words which are 4 characters or longer. Okay, try doing that. Try skipping a 2-letter word. You will still get a result, and it will be more accurate, in fact. Okay, next is using quotes while using Google search. Okay, let me show you an example. The other day I was trying to search for what do you say, mics on Google, because I wanted to buy a mic for my training. Okay, so that there is less of background noise and things like that. So I was searching for Sony mics. Okay, somebody told me that Sony mics are the best. Okay, so I was searching for Sony mics. Okay, so when I search for this, okay, Sony mics, what actually happens is Sony mic for webinar. It will search all the pages which have all these 4 words. Okay, but somewhere over here, can you see this search? Okay, and if you look over here, it says missing Sony. So in this search or on this web page, the word Sony is missing, but it has the other words available. Okay, so if you want it to search on Sony also, you'll have to click over here. Okay, and when you do this, you see that Sony has now come into quotes. Okay, so what does that mean? You use quotes in your search when you want to search for a specific word that has to be there. Okay, must have. Okay, or a set of words which have to follow a particular sequence. Okay, like for example, I want to search for Sony mic. Okay, so if I search for this, then it will find all sequences where Sony and mic come together. Can you see this? Sony mic, Sony mic. Okay, here also on this page somewhere it will be there. Sony mic. Okay, Sony mic. Right, so it will show you all the pages where these 2 words come together. So quotes can be used when you want the words to come together, or when you want to have a mechanism where the word has to be there in the search. Okay, so that is about Google search. And you also have a minus. Okay, minus is to exclude the words. Now I want to search for Sony mics for webinars. Okay, but from my research, I found out that there are various types of mics which are available. Okay, one which is called as the omnidirectional mic, which is normally used and which is the cheapest. Okay, so omnidirectional, what it does is it picks up the noise from all over, all around the mic. So it's like a stage mic. Okay, so anybody talking around it, it will pick up. And then you have something called as a unidirectional mic. So unidirectional, only if you're standing in front of the mic and talking, it will pick up your signals. But if you're at the side or if you're behind the mic, it won't pick up. Okay, so that is your unidirectional. Okay, so I'm looking for, I'm definitely not looking at omnidirectional mics over here. Okay, so what I can do is I'm searching for this Sony mic for webinar. Okay, but I don't want any page that talks about omnidirectional. So I can just put minus and say omnidirectional. Okay. So now this result that you see, or that is still coming up. Okay. Now this result that you see, it will have all the details about Sony mic for webinars, but will not be for, but will not be mics that are omnidirectional. Okay. So if you want to eliminate certain keywords, okay, then you can do this. Right? Okay, you also have an option to find your device. Okay, now here I have logged in using my Gmail account, and you see my browser also I have logged in with my Gmail account. I'll show you this also shortly, how to log in into your browser using your Gmail account. Okay, it happens with Google Chrome browser. Fine, now if I'm on this and I say I misplaced my phone, okay, find my device. So what I can do is I can just type find my device and it will go and search for my device. Okay, it's asking, it needs to allow. Okay, so I say allow. Okay, and now what it does is it tries to find out through my phone where am I located. Okay, now for this purpose you need to have this application called Find My Device installed on your Android phone. Okay, so once you have done that, it shows you where you are located or where you were 34 minutes ago. It has picked up my signal and it shows that I was at this place. Fine, now it could be possible that your phone is within your house itself, but it's not what do you say, uh, it's on silent and you are not able to find it. Okay, so even if you call up on your phone with somebody else's phone or from your landline number, you still hear the ring, but you can't locate the phone because the phone is not ringing. Right, so what you can do is you can click on this button and what happens is it will ring the phone for 5 minutes at full volume. Okay, and that's how you can locate your phone quite easily. Okay, so this is one. The other options that you have is if you have misplaced your mobile, actually misplaced, so you left it in the car or the train or it got picked by someone, just like you have chain snatchers, somebody has snatched your phone and fled. Okay, in that case what you can do is you can go over here and you can sign out of all your uh, Gmail account. So on your mobile, you would have signed in into your Gmail, your Google Play Store, your Google Docs, your Google Photos. Okay, maybe many other of the Google applications, right? So when you go over here, you can sign out of all your applications for this particular device. So if you have more than one devices, it shows you those devices also. Okay. So I have two devices, so I can look at any of the device. Great. It also shows the battery position. Okay. Now it has figured out where I am. So it's showing the location over here. Okay. Battery is 98%. The other thing that you can do is erase this device. Okay, if you're actually sure that this device has lost and you don't want anybody to be able to use this device, then you can go ahead and click on this erase device. Okay, and anything and everything that is there on the device gets erased. Okay, including the Android system on the phone. Okay, so anybody who has found the device is now the device is as good as a paperweight. Okay, so make sure you go for this option only and only if you're dead sure that your phone is lost. So you would do this and then you find your phone was on the sofa or maybe in the other room. Okay, then it's too late, you'll have to buy a new phone. Okay, nothing can be done. Fine. So this is another way by which Google search helps you to find your device as well. Yeah, great. Next we come to Google Chrome. Okay, Google Chrome, this web browser that I have been using all this while, this is again a product of Google, right? So what I can do is I can sign into this. So I can go over here and go to settings. Okay. And within settings, right over here on top, you will have an option called for signing in. I have already signed in, so you don't see that. I have turned off. But if you have not already signed in, you will have an option to sign in over here. So click on that and sign in using your Gmail account. So this is a Google product. Okay, Google Chrome is a Google product. You have signed in using a Gmail ID. Your Android mobile is having a Gmail account, and you're using Google Chrome on your Android mobile as well, right? So everything is Google, 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 right? So now once you have done this, what happens is, or what you can do is, uh, you have this bookmark option. Okay, bookmarks, and I can bookmark any of the pages. Okay, like for example, say I was on um, let's say IBM. Okay, say I am on IBM page. Now again, if you want to visit any website, okay, I don't have to type www.ibm.com. Okay, I just have to type IBM and press Control and Enter. Okay, automatically the .com version will get loaded. Right. So this is the IBM page, and say I visit on one of the sub pages. Okay, say um, IT infrastructure or IT management. Okay, so I have visited this page. Note the URL shown on top. Okay, this is the URL. Now I need to visit this page, say, regularly. So what I can do is I can bookmark this page over here. Okay, this allows me to bookmark. So when I click on this, it says this, and where do I want to save it? Okay, I can save it anywhere. Okay, other bookmarks, and I say done. Okay, now you see this blue star, which means it is bookmarked. Okay, so next time I want to search for this IBM, what I can do is say I have closed this window for now. Okay, I open a new window. I know that I have saved this bookmark, so I can go to bookmark and I can say go to bookmark manager, and over here I type for say IBM. Okay, it shows me these three links which are related to IBM, and this is the one that I had saved just now, right? So I can just click on this, or I can go here and say open in a new tab. Okay, and you'll see that uh, this opens up in a new tab. Note that it's the same page that I was on. Okay, great. Okay, that's not all, but since I was logged in into Google, okay, on my browser, my browser on the mobile also has this bookmark. So if I go on my mobile browser, okay, I go to bookmarks. Okay, let me search over here IBM. Okay, can you see this? And I click on this. Okay, and it will open up the page. There you go, that's the same page. Okay, but a mobile view of it, that's all, but it's the same page. Okay, it's the same page. No, sorry, I think I clicked on the wrong one. Bookmark. Yeah, I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Okay, so it's opening that page, and there you go, IT management, right? Same picture. Great. So I'm on the same page. So I did a bookmark from my desktop, and I can continue surfing on it on the mobile as well. Okay, not just that. What can also be done is, like, for example, I go to hardware. Okay, I go to hardware. Fine. Now, while I'm browsing this, suddenly some call comes up, and I have to urgently leave out of office for some meeting, or say to pick up someone or pick up something, right? So what I can do is I can select this link, right click on it, and I say send to device, and I select my mobile phone over here. I'll keep my mobile phone also in the view. Okay, I select this and I say send to my device. Okay, and here I should receive a notification. There you see it has come just now from Google, I mean from Chrome, on the Leo. So my laptop name is Leo, so it's come from Leo. So I just have to click on that, and quite simply you see that I have come on the same page. Okay, so anything that you are doing in office and you need to move out, no need to worry. You can just uh, switch to your mobile and continue doing whatever you were doing. Okay, great. So I showed you bookmarks, I showed you history. Okay, history I didn't show you. Okay, let's come over here on my mobile. I go to history. Okay, so it's showing me what I did, what was the history, or what was it that I browsed uh, using my Google account. Okay, so you can see IBM. Can you see find my device? I didn't do it on my mobile, I did it on the laptop, right? Sony mic, all this was done on the laptop. Chinese restaurants, I did on the laptop. Okay, calendar, I did on the laptop, right? Calendar for August, right? And then we would have done something on Gmail settings, grant access. All this was done on my laptop, but the history is available on my mobile as well. So something that you surfed on your mobile, you can find it on your laptop, and something that you did on your laptop, you can find it on your mobile as well. Okay, that is provided you sign in into your Google Chrome. Okay, I showed you how. Let me show you once again. So you go over here, you go to settings, and here you would have a button that says sign in. Okay, so from here you can log in into your using your Gmail account. Okay, great. You also have extensions. Now extensions or add-ons are available in almost all the Google products. Okay, almost all the Google products. What it does is it allows third-party applications to be integrated into any of your natively available Google applications. Okay, for example, right now I am in Google Chrome. Okay, so I can go to Google Web Store. Okay, the way I do it is I go to Home, and somewhere over here you get an option, or what you can do is you can go over here, you go to more tools, you go to extensions. Okay, and these are the extensions which I already have. uh, yeah, so over here you see open Chrome Web Store. Okay, so when you click over here, these are all the third-party utilities that are available which can be integrated into your Google web browser. Okay, you'll see that coming up shortly. Okay, there you go. Okay, so there are a lot of tools which are there which you can integrate with your web browser, but let's look at a few of them. Okay, like this could be useful, save to Facebook. So any news that you see, you click on that and it shows you save to Facebook. Okay, and you can put that as a news article on Facebook, right? So that can be done. Great. Let's look at the other ones. I have few useful ones over here. One is Google Translate. Okay, let's look at Google Translate. When you look at Google Translate, let's see, you find that. Okay, it's loading. Yeah, there you have Google Translate. Okay, and this is also Google Translate. Now, many a times, even on App Store, when you're trying to install an application on your Android phone, you will have conflicting things like this. Okay, over there, it is always best to see who is offering that. Okay, this is offered by Google and this is offered by somebody else. So this is the original. Google app. Okay, so you can click on this and you can add it to your Google Chrome browser, and as you can see some icons over here, so this will also get added to that. What it does is it will put an icon over here in your browser. Okay, and next time when you are on any page that does not have English text, okay, but has some other language text, you can just click on that and it will do the translation for you for that entire page. Okay, so that's how you can use Google Chrome, I mean the Google Translate add-in or extension for your Google Chrome. Okay. The other one that I had to show you was Bitly. Okay, Bitly, as you know, is used for making a URL short, right? So this add-on can also be used for making a short URL. So whichever page you are on, just click on that and it will convert into a short URL for you. Okay, so you need not go to a particular website and do it. You can just add that utility, and on the screen itself you will have that option. Now it says add, it asking for permission, just like when you install an app on your Android device, it asks you for permission, right? So here also it's asking for permission. I say add extension, okay, and then it should get added over here. Once it's done, it should show you that it's done. There it says that it has got added, and you can see this new icon that is coming up. It's here. Right, now let's go to some page which has say a non-English text. I know for one that Lok Satta will have Marathi text, right? Okay, so everything is in Marathi, and supposing you have a difficulty in understanding Marathi, then what you can do is see automatically this has popped up, okay, saying that this has identified that this page is in Marathi and it's asking, do you want to convert it to English? Okay, when I say English, what happens is the moment you click on English, this entire page is translated into English for you. Okay, let me try that again. It's already there. I don't know why it's not working. Some issue maybe, and that also I believe it's because of some connectivity issue. But otherwise, what it'll do is the moment you land on some page, it'll suggest that this is in a different language, and it'll suggest that you want to change the language. And once you click on that, it automatically changes the language for you. Okay, so that is how it works. Okay, Bitly, as I told you, Bitly also will quickly, whatever URL you are on, say you are on this URL or you are on this URL, which is pretty long, you'll get that Bitly icon over here. You click on it and it will convert it into a Bitly link for you. Okay, great. Okay, similarly, you have ad block also. What this does is you can also go over here. If I go to home, you have a drop down as well. So from the drop down, you can select whatever categories, okay, you want by Google, or you want something related to photos, something related to productivity, something related to a search tool. Okay, all that categories you can browse through and you can get the related details. Okay, one other thing that I had found was ad block. Okay, ad block, Google extension, what it does, it simply blocks all the ads that come up. Okay, there are annoying ads that come up while you're surfing, right? So it can block those ads. So you have this ad remover, ad block for YouTube. Okay, similarly you have a generic ad blocker also, which is this, which will block for all ads on Chrome. Fine. So these are some of the extensions that you can use for Google Chrome. So basically, extensions and add-ons are part and parcel of your any of your Google products, and it allows you to extend or augment the existing functionality of your existing application. Okay, great. Okay, what other applications come with your Gmail? Okay, good question. So if you go to Google products, search for Google products. Okay, you'll land on the Google products page. Okay, so about Google products. Okay, now you can see the range of products that they have. Okay, they have both hardware as well as software. Okay, so Google Play is there, Maps, Google Assistant, okay, applications for small business. Okay, so you have search, maps, translate, Google Chrome, YouTube, Chromecast, Google Play, movies, right? Then you have Pixel, which is a phone, connected home, which is for your home automation. This is basically a touchpad that is available. Google Wi-Fi is available. Android OS, wearable devices like your watch and all. Google Chromebooks are there, which are laptops. Okay, you have Auto, which can be integrated with your automobile as well. So a lot of companies are making applications that integrate with your automobile system, with your car system. Okay, so you have Gmail, Messages, Duo, Chat, okay, Contacts, Calendar, Keep, okay, Doc, Sheet, Slide, Drive, okay, Ads, AdSense. So a lot of applications, and here you have the entire range shown. Okay, this is for all. So these are the number of applications that you have. Okay, and all that is accessible using your single Gmail ID. Okay, so you get much more than what you expect. We use it normally only for accessing Gmail or maybe YouTube, but there is so much more that you get along with it. And then if you talk about business, there are so many other applications that are available for business houses which can be used. Okay, and then there is a range of products for developers as well. Okay, so these are the whole lot of things that you get when you sign up with Google. Okay, that's the power of Google that I wanted to demonstrate.